Thank you.
Very selfless that we've taken upon ourselves, you know.
Your leadership they have really made a good case for you. It's not just affecting you, it's also affecting our brothers and sisters. So we are concerned Nigerians. Whether you are a Nigerian worker or you are not working, you are a great Deltan and a great Nigerian. So Governor Sheriff Oborevwori is a caring governor. We shall take all of this you have said to him. Before he ascended power, he told you he was going to take care of a lot of bills. First is the pension, and I'm sure you know that that pension has been aggressively addressed. He told you he was going to pay your salary arrears, and I'm sure you know that all of those have been taken care of. He's somebody who cares for you, and I'm happy that you appreciate him. When he made some of these commitments, Nigeria we were not at the crossroads. When he made those commitments, we didn't have this kind of economic hardship, but he made them. He feels you because he's a street man and he understands the markets. Your case today is a national case. It's a national, if you like, pandemic. It's a national disaster. Everybody feels that pain. No matter how the organs of the federal government try to disguise the matter, they cannot get away with it. Recently, the Senate president told the entire world that they gave every state 30 billion. Those lies can't last because they are not there. The governor of Akwa Ibom said maybe that's a prophetic statement, and we pray that that will remain a prophetic statement. The NGF, Nigerian Governors Forum, is up in arms on this because we know that the challenges are at the grassroots level and at the state level. Federal government is just an item out there at the apex. All citizens of Nigeria live in states, and the amalgamation of states constitute the federal government. So federal government is naturally invisible. So the Nigerian Governors Forum has taken this upon themselves to make sure that all the commitments that they made will be met. 1. 2, the issue of refineries. Whether it used to be a lip service or not, they must fast track those processes. That they're already doing, to your knowledge. And the Dangote refinery may also bring some succor. They have shifted the dates severally. We hope that the terminal date for resumption is around the corner. But as a state, your plight, your conditions, your concerns, your worries will be taken back to the government. He will hear them and hear them loud. The farm. Growing up, we have gardens, we have small farms to augment our income. We can't do that anymore because of security concerns. Even if we increase all your salaries today to even 100,000 naira a month, what of your communities? The dependency rate still rises because you must send money to the villages. You must send money to your mother. You must send money to your father, to your siblings, to your friends, and to your wards. So why don't we address the entire state challenge, which is why security is paramount to us? Because once there's some level of safety, our people are not lazy people. they can go to the farm. Our workers are not lazy people. They can have some small farming or gardens around them, which can help them. So we are not mindful of those things that are extraneous to us, that we must try and curtail them. For food insufficiency, you can't be talking about food sufficiency when you can't grow agriculture and you don't have access to your farms. Headers have become a big nuisance, and then bandits have compounded it. So we are here faced with two major challenges of headers who go and violate our farmlands and eat up all our crops, and then herdsmen who go there and kill our people, rape them, maim them, dehumanize them, and yet we fold our arms. So we are also calling on the federal government here to please listen to the cry of labor. As of today, we have too many cities where they should have sent out CNG buses. That's what federal government does. This was part of the promises that they made for Nigerian workers. Those promises, I want to reassure you that our governor, in line with other governors, we reinforce those promises and compel them.
Thank you very much.
This, your reaction, is right and well appointed and positioned. So please, let us not get angry and destroy.
Today, to establish our own fact and the situation of things in Nigeria. The Nigerian workers, as you all know, it's no longer news that the cost of living has rocketed beyond our imagination. It is no longer news that our manhood can no longer function as a result of our inability to respond to our responsibility at home financially. His Excellency, the situation today in Nigeria has given us every reason to think. His Excellency, what we are facing today in Nigeria, we've never had it this worse before. Excellency, it is no longer news that if you go to market, that the 30,000 minimum wage that was approved to Nigerian workers some few months or a year ago can no longer take us home. But what is the biggest news, His Excellency, is the sensitivity of the government. Not to think that in spite of the increasing cost of living in Nigeria, that the salary of workers has remained static. Situation has gone beyond what we originally thought it was. They say when the righteous are in power, the people will rejoice. But when the wicked is in power, the people will continue to languish in anguish and poverty. The situation today in Nigeria, His Excellency, we Nigerian workers can no longer bear it. The rice in the market, the garri in the market, the transport in the market, Nigeria today is a vicious cycle. That once the day the subsidy was removed, since that day the Nigerian workers began this suffering that we are in now. The market women, they have increased their prices, building materials, the transport workers, but Nigerian workers, their salary cannot be increased. Yet we are still facing the challenges that ordinarily, if things are being put in place, if the mechanism to checkmate the effect of what is happening in Nigeria are being put in place, I don't think we will be where we are today. Labour met with the federal government some time ago when the subsidy was removed, and the federal government reached an agreement with Labour that the refinery will be put in place to function. They also promised that the CNG bus will be made available. The salary award of workers will also be constant. His Excellency, despite all the agreement reached with the federal government as it affects the interests and welfare of workers in Nigeria, I want to tell you that up to this very moment, that the federal government has been very, very inactive and insensitive to the plight of Nigerian people.
We were on a peaceful protest for hungry, that the people are dying because of cost of living. We expect the government to look at the interest of the masses, to see what they can do, at least to reduce the cost of living. House rent is high, food stuff and everything. Let them look into it and reduce it. That is what we expect.